Today is the day the Lexus finally gets taken to its, well, not final resting place, that would sound terrible, but gets fixed. You ready for this, bro? Yawning, shaking his head no. Time to make that one as great as that one. Although he's pretty great too.
I know.
Oh. Alright, so we've knocked out about most of the trip. We're in Stevens City right now. We're picking up a starter for the Lexus since our actual starter doesn't work in the Lexus. So, just want to once over it, make sure that it's still alright, that we're still good, because it's been a long trip and we were noticing, on our way out here that the fender is touching the tire at speed. Maybe you can see it on camera. There's this mark right here, and that's from it hitting. We have it on the hardest setting. I'm gonna double check it again, but yeah, it's just something we have to be aware of. Might compromise the structure of our tires. This side had it the worst when it first started. It looks like beefing it up has really helped save it because that mark was there. So who knows, maybe we're good now. We're out here in Tom's Brook. It's the next day, in case you didn't know. Today, we're just gonna get cracking. We're hoping to get everything done on the Lexus, but as always, there will probably be something that just completely sets us back or shears us up. Ian, how you feel about today? You think it's gonna be good?
I think it's gonna be good. We got a whole day to work, plus we got some nighttime hours to pull too. We have a shop. We actually have lights, so
that way we can actually go under the car, see what we're doing, especially when it comes to fixing our charcoal cleaner. Yeah. The charcoal cleaner on my car is broken, and it's creating a lot of heat in the trunk, some of which is kind of sketchy. I found that out actually by having some M&Ms back there suddenly become completely melted. So yeah, I kind of use that from then on out as my sensor to know whether or not I need to turn the car off and let it cool off for a while or whatever. How's it going? Good morning. So what's our issue right now trying to get the transmission out?
Well, you see the actual motor sits so far back on the Lexus that we have to actually tilt the front end of the motor up and be able to push the trans down. That way we can access the bolts on the back side.
So in order to do that, we have to pull this out. Words to the wise, there are two bolts on either side. They're not just there for any given reason. They're there to hold this in. What do you think this is? Just a base plate for it to mount to, or just a flat washer?
Actually, that actually goes in for the shifter boot to hold the rubber on top, so it's like extra insulation so you don't hear sound.
And that's what this guy is here. Now this is out. How do you want to go about getting the shifter off? Oh, did I just figure it out?
We're just gonna pull this up. There should be 4 bolts.
Oh no, there's none.
Okay. Actually, there are.
They're hidden in the boots.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
They're hidden right here. All we'll do is take this little boot off. It usually just pops up. Sometimes you get a little work, and then the shifter pops up just like that.
Alright, Ian's under the car. He's loosening the drive shaft. We discovered the charcoal cleaner, which is this guy right here, mounts directly in there. So this will be real nice and simple. It's just unbolted from underneath. That way we can access it from above. Just seemed kind of weird how it was all set up, and now that we know how to put it back together, we should be good. We've got the dry shaft off. They're working on getting some parts at the diff and the carbon cleaner off so we can actually get this thing done. Alright, so an update. We've been at this for a while now. We got some of the bolts for our carbon cleaner off. They're under there right now trying to get one of the last ones. We've already disconnected parts of it here in the trunk. Also disconnected the drive shaft so we can actually drop the transmission and diff if necessary. We are more or less at that point where things are either going to go our way or not go our way at all. So here's hoping they go our way because we need this thing done. Oh, there we go. All that to find. Ooh, that is one rusty mess. Ooh. All right. Pizza time.
Pizza time.
So as the guy who is not versed in how this all does, or how this all works, I've been working on videos for you guys to watch. They have been cracking at how to drop this engine and trans a little bit, and there's a lot missing in that box. How much of a pain is this on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would definitely not recommend it for amateurs. I'd say probably a 1 to 10. I would rate it at probably 8.5, just because the factor of, like I said earlier, bell housing versus firewall clearance.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
So we've had to remove the airbox. We've had to remove the intake piping and whatnot. There's a number of sensors that will have to be disconnected. The coolant line behind Ian's head is had to be disconnected. We'll have to burp that later a little bit, just to make sure we didn't put any air in there.
Definitely the exhaust.
The exhaust. How bad was that? That was pretty roached.
Well, let's see.
Where's that gasket in the bolt? Hold on, we can show this off on camera.
Okay, so
Look at how bent that is. Can you rotate that real quick? Hold on, focus camera. There it goes. That is completely bent like my finger, like this. There is no saving
that is one of 3.
Oh god.
one of all 3. And
oh jeez.
previous owner definitely liked RTV.
Because that is an RTV gasket.
So
oh god.
definitely found the exhaust has definitely been taken off before. However, it was definitely put on with another impact.
Oh god, that's terrible. Aftermarket exhaust and intake too?
Agreed.
Recent discovery, as in 2 seconds later. What did you find, Ian?
Your radiator is not even seated in the position it should be
you
in.
can definitely tell from this right here.
How it's like crooked and not actually
Well,
going.
it's not even in the actual slides that hold the radiator in, so
well, this night just got even longer and it's already 11 o'clock. Oh, jeez. Ian grabbed his small tool set. He's like, I already on this. I know how to do this job.
You ready? Let's bring the trusty steed.
Yes, send it. Oh wow, as soon as you do that, that whole thing just shifted in.
Yep.
That is either still very, God, that's terrifying. This is gonna be really heavy. Because that's at least a couple gallons of fluid. All right, Ian. Oh, did you just fix it? No way.
It's supposed to sit like that.
Wow.
Look how the clearance pulley difference is between that.
You can actually fit a hand in there now.
Wow,
This
that
is the
that is
sketchiest.
horrible.
Whoever owned this before you,
They definitely did not take pride in being a backyard mechanic.
No, or it was handled by a shop that really could have cared less. That would drop the exhaust
this is out.
so that we can get to the trainer and be able to drop that down correctly. But you said only one bolt was holding my sleeve in?
Yeah, there's only one bolt holding your slave cylinder.
That is terrifying. No wonder why it squeaks like none other. It's probably drained half of its own fluid out.
Nah,
No?
there's no solid leakage on it. It's sealed. It's just that you got 2 bolts that fit side by side with the slave cylinder on top pushing your clutch fork. One of them is not there, so I'm hoping when we put it back on, it'll just set.
That'd be nice, right?
Yeah.
Have things go our way for once. We have come to a final solution. the engine hoist.
Yep.
We're gonna have to lift this motor out of the engine bay just enough to hopefully be able to maneuver it around in there so we can turn the transmission and try to access the bolts. If we can't do that, then we're just gonna full send and pull the engine. Went ahead and pulled the radiator. We're gonna have to actually pull the engine forward just to get to the clutch. So gonna put in new coolant. We didn't know the age or condition of that coolant anyway. And while it did look all right, we're gonna try and put some regular coolant in this after we're done here. So we have news. The starter that's in here is new, except the wiring is corroded to bits. What exactly happened again?
So as far as like the starter cable goes, it's actually got that green colored copper, similar to the Statue of Liberty when
Malachite.
it got corroded.
Yeah.
And basically what happens is the wire can no longer flow correct current. The starter will cause the issue. And then when it's corroded like that, it can't make good continuity, so.
Gotta replace it all. And with that, the starter is out. This is our new one. I'm gonna go bring this to them. Oh, because this thing is a beast to carry over. This is the new one. It's all nice and clean. It's CarQuest. It's got, you know, nice remap looking parts on it. This is a remap, right?
Yeah. Remap.
So, you know, it should be okay. This is the piece of junk that we pulled out. And that, wow, there is all kinds of soot and nasty on there that probably shouldn't be. Either way, here's hoping that this guy will do the job. Can you see that? 5:30. Transmission's out.
Finally.
That look of like almost defeat, but like, oh, so close.
We are, dude. It's ridiculous.
It's the fun part, getting all of this on there and then putting it all back in. Maybe starting it for the first time in a month and a half. Yeah. So tired, he has nothing to say.
Bro, I'm so beat, it's ridiculous.
Clutch is out. How bad is it? Oh. There's like, yeah, that's not good. That clutch is done. Is that it? And I see some hot spots from here. You can't really see them on camera that well, but there's some deep ones on that one.
Yeah.
Whew. Especially all along that side right there. That is a cooked clutch. 7:14 a.m. We're just not getting the bell housing on. Hold on. Come back here. Let's see these hands. Catch these hands. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Tired. Trans is in. Buttoning up some small stuff. Gonna put the starter in.
All right, after revitalizing with breakfast, we've come back. We've got a lot done. The clutch is in. The transmission is now bolted to the engine. We're now in the process of putting the drive shaft and the exhaust back in. We've put our radiator back in. We filled it up with some fluid. And once those two other parts are in, we'll be able to start the car for the first time in 2 months. It's freaking made it, Ian. The car will actually run. And then we just have to hit the extended lugs so we can fit our wheels. But that's an easy job. I can do most of that. Got these beautiful ARP wheel studs. Those are for the front. Eventually we'll get ones for the rear. But sir, good sir, can you demonstrate how easy it is to knock these out
So,
on the Lexus hubs?
yes. So, real quick, when you're running spacers, especially
Ones that
7 mil spacers,
Which, to put out there, we are going to find thinner ones. These are what were available up front.
yeah. What you need to do is your stock lugs aren't going to work anymore. The IS300, it's just stupid simple. Rotate it to this nice open joint right here. Take your trusty hammer.
And there it goes.
Pop them out. And then you take this guy.
Yeah, you thread it in.
Slip them in from the back.
Oh wow, that is considerably longer.
Yep.
On the inside of the car, we have The shifter all back in there. It's all situated. We've already checked the clutch. Clutch is good. This car needs to be washed when I get back to town. That is for sure. Now we have Ian under there. Just sending it with the Permatex to fill in some gaps in one of our gaskets. And yeah, we should be able to be done. We just got to go get those lugs and a new air filter and we're good. How you feeling, Ian?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. Well, I can get out from under this thing after 24 hours.
Seriously, it has been almost exactly 24 hours doing this. Let's see, phone says it's 12:54. That's roughly when we started out here yesterday. At long last, we are done. We are now going to put the car on the ground, take it for its test run. And unfortunately, because I have stuff I have to take care of later today, we're not going to be able to give it like a full and proper demonstration here today of everything that's going on. We'll say that for another video. But the IS is done. New clutch, charcoal cleaner's done. We've got a number of other things fixed in it. Really, the only thing that's left to do on this car is a proper exhaust, a proper intake system, bleeding the power steering. All of which we'll save for another episode. But for now, we're gonna pull this thing out. We're gonna start it for the first time ever in a while and see how she feels, see how it looks, see how it sounds. Here we go. So I'm actually on my way to an alignment shop now. We got a bit of a wheel imbalance in the front and probably in the back too, if I'm honest with you. Just need to kind of straighten some things out as far as all that goes. But also, we need to get the alignment straightened back out. When I took it to a shop initially, they unfortunately made it too up and down, too straight. So the camera that we wanted to have dialed into the car disappeared entirely. So yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is. It's one of those things where you just gotta live with it. It did chop into my tires a little bit. We actually intentionally rolled the fenders because we wanted to run some serious camber with these very serious meets. It was kind of always the idea to have that set up. I gotta say though, these EBC brakes are perfect. Also gonna have a review on these Hankook tires that are on the car. They do feel amazing, just as a preface to all of that. But like I said, the wheel imbalance is killing me because it's shaking my entire car right now. The Tanes that are in here, they're okay. I actually talked to one guy who had an IS300. Shout out to you, you know who you are because you're probably watching this right now. He kind of said the same thing that I'm about to say about them now, is that they're good for what they are, but they don't give you any performance. This setup was just more or less to replace the damaged shocks that were on the car, because like 3 of my shocks were blown and one of them, as you guys saw, was twisted badly. So, meh. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this to anyone who's trying to build a very performance-oriented IS300. The clutch that we put in, it was an OEM clutch, but it feels amazing. I'm able to drive very easily, very gently. I tried to drive the Evo after driving this for as long as I was. And man, that clutch is stout on that car. You never fully realize just how stiff that was until now. But all in all, I'm very happy with everything. I'm very thankful to the guys, Chris and Ian, for helping me get my car more or less put back together and fully operational so that we can actually now do videos in it and drive it and do our normal deal. I wanted this to be like a super dope everyday driver, and I get to do that now. All of that said, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're interested in this content and you want to watch more, please do subscribe. We have a lot of great videos for the IS coming. We have some videos for our 240 coming. We've even got some special little videos here and there throughout that'll be coming. So stay tuned for those. And as always, thanks for watching. God bless y'all, and we'll see you next time. Peace. By the way, shout out to this car's biggest fan, this Jumping Spider. He's been chilling on the hood since before we got started last night. He's just been hanging out. What's up, buddy? How you doing? See, not all spiders are terrifying. He's freaking adorable, and he matches the wheels. He's nice white silvery.